welcome back to Forza Horizon 4 for a slightly different video, something a bit different to celebrate 400 subscribers here on YouTube and to thank all of you for subscribing to the channel. So I'm going to be taking this selection of Ferrari 400s, I'm going to be calling them, for a couple of laps of Bamborough to see how they compare to each other. So starting obviously with the 430, which is probably my favourite of these. I do like the 458 Speciale anyway, but yeah, we'll do them in age order. So we'll start with the 430, which is down at 834 PI. Then we'll work up to the 458 Italia at 846. Then obviously we had the 458 Speciale in 2013, which is 885. Then we're going back a couple of PI, moving forward to the 488, because obviously Speciale is the special edition of the normal 458, then 488 was the replacement for the normal one, not the Speciale, so that drops back in PI, moving forward to 2015 with the 488, and then we've obviously got the newest car, the 488 Pista, which is the only car in S2 class as well. But yeah, I'm going to be using Bamborough Coast Circuit for this in Rivals, so I'm going to do 3 laps. Obviously the first lap's a standing start, so I'm probably not going to be using that time, it's probably going to be the slowest. Then I'm going to take the fastest time of the next 2 laps for the car's time. And yeah, I'll be putting up the times at the end of each lap. Well, you'll see the times at the end of each car, and then at the end of the video I'll put up a table with all of the times in them. I mean, we're kind of expecting as they go up in PI them to be faster. But anyway, we're going to be starting with the 430 Scuderia, so I'm going to head over to Bamborough and join you when we're ready to start our 3 laps in the 430. So here we are in the Ferrari 430 Scuderia for the first Rivals event. So let's see what we can set in this. Obviously as we go I'm going to get more familiar with the circuit, but chosen Bamborough because it is a circuit I am very familiar with, probably my favourite here on the game, probably the ones I've put the most laps into. But yeah, let's start with the 430 Scuderia. I do love this car. And see what we can get. We'll see what we get on the first lap from the standing start, obviously, and then yeah, we'll do 2 more flying laps as we get more used to the car. And hopefully, well, supposedly the 3rd lap should be the quickest. And yeah, as we move forward with the cars, they should get faster. Apart from, I think it's the 458 Speciale to the 488, it drops back in PI slightly, so might find that's not quite the right way around in terms of progressing forwards and getting faster. Oh, we've gone very wide there. Oh, yeah, that's the sort of thing I won't do next time. 59.5 first lap, not too bad for a completely stock car. These tuned cars are always PI for PI. Tuned cars are always faster on Forza for whatever reason. Well, because the PI system's a bit wonky. Anyway, let's see what we can do on our first flying lap. I know we messed the first corner up a little bit. Getting a better line through here though. We were before we started sliding. Is this going to be faster than the 59 is the question. I think it is. It's a slightly better line through there. Yeah, 58.3 I think I saw it said. Come on 430, I want you to do well. I know you're going to end up being bottom of the table anyway. Kind of wish we had the standard F430 as well as the 430 Scuderia. Because obviously with the next 2 cars of the 458 and the 488, we've got the standard one and the Speciale Pista, or whatever you want to call it. Special version of it, I guess. And yes, I know we have the 360 CS, but that doesn't start in a 4, so it doesn't count for this 400 series that I'm trying to run. But anyway, final lap, what are we going to cross the line at? 57.8 is the time for the 430. Let's see how the 458, the standard 458 Italia, compares to that. So next up is the Ferrari 458 Italia. So obviously moving forwards to the next model from the F430, but obviously the 430 Scuderia was the kind of special edition model, so I'm still expecting this to be faster. It's still a PI increase. Like I say, the only one that isn't is from Speciale's 488. Okay, this already... Okay, that was a bit of a dodgy corner, but this does feel better. Feels a bit more planted. It's a bit less oversteer. Should make sense. It's a newer car. This was quite a step forward. It was quite a jump from the 360 and 430 to this thing. Obviously, since this, we've basically, the 458 Speciale and the 488 and everything are pretty similar to this, really. So the next, I think this is probably going to be the biggest jump. And then these four should theoretically sit fairly close to each other. I always get a bit of oversteer for that first corner. It seems that's going to happen in every car, I think. Yeah, I keep going wide into that corner. Need to try and sort that out on our second flying lap. But yeah, it does grip well for a rear-wheel drive mid-engine car. Admittedly, it's not the craziest amounts of power in these things. It's not like a hypercar, but it does seem to have a good amount of grip. Doesn't want to let go too easily. So what are we going to do on our first flying lap? I can't really look at it as I go across the line, because I need to be braking for that corner, which we don't have to do in the final bit. 57.1, so we have beaten the... Well, I'd hope we're beating it. It's more about how much by. Get that corner a bit better this time. There we go. Yeah, obviously on this final lap I can just go across the finish line with no care about flying into the wall at the end, so... This is probably going to be the best of the 3 laps on every run, which makes sense, but... Come on, 458. What can we do? Cross the line and then brake. Ooh, 56.3. Okay, that is quite a jump from the 430 Scuderia's time of 57.8. 56.3 is a big jump, but like I said, I thought that was going to be the biggest gap. So yeah, let's see how much the 458 Speciale, the next car we're taking round, can hopefully, well, assuming it does beat the 458, how much can it beat the standard 458 by? Let's find out. So the third car to go around the Bamberco circuit is the 458 Speciale. Let's see if it can beat the 458 Italia, which is of course based on, which did a 56.3 on its second flying lap. So let's see if we can match that. It feels a lot quicker. Which, yeah, it is quite a jump to this, and obviously the next car we're taking around the 488 is 2 PI lower than this, so we might find that's slower. I do prefer this to the 488 though, and the Pista probably. Whoa, that's not what we wanted through there. I'd hope if I could get the corners right, wouldn't it? This is going to be on our first lap. Now we've not beaten it, but that's not too surprising from a standstill. Be interesting to see how we do up against this Lotus, actually, because that is, of course, modified to the top of S1. So it'll be interesting to see as we move up whether anything will beat it. Obviously, the 488 Pista will be up against a different ghost car because it's in S2. I was very lucky to get that checkpoint. Oh, this almost turns in too well. I keep nearly missing that one on the inside. As it turns in a lot sharper than I'm expecting it to, based off the previous two cars I've just driven. .54.4. Okay. Yeah, we are noticing quite a big difference. I don't think my driving's particularly improving as I'm going forwards, so it's got to be mostly down to the car, I think. Well, I mean, it should be same driver. Okay, that was bad. I had to correct a twitch. Driving cars completely stock I find a bit weird on here. So used to driving things that have been tuned to the top of the class. Mostly all-wheel drive swapped if they're A class or above. But driving something like this suddenly feels a bit weird. Right, second flying lap. How have we done? .54.2. We did beat the second lap, but only just, and 54.2 is the fastest time so far, beating the 56.2 of the 458. So this is actually beating the 458 more than the 458 beat the 430, which is interesting given they're based on the same thing. But anyway, it's now time for us to go down in performance slightly as we move forward to the 488, which is effectively a turbocharged 458 with some different vents. Let's see how that does. So, fourth car, Ferrari 488, which is basically a turbocharged 458 with some ugly side vents that doesn't sound quite as good. Although, this being Forza, it sounds identical. I think it's louder than the 458 Speciale, which is definitely not right. Unless it's just being played through the speakers or something. I think that's what they do nowadays. But yeah, this should beat the 458, but not the Speciale, theoretically. We'll see. It might still be an improvement being a newer car. Ferrari might have shown some kind of progress. But yeah, really this should be the 458 Italia, not the 458 Speciale. So first lap, which is sort of more of an out lap. .57.4, yeah, not great. I think that's slower than the Italia's first lap, fastest lap. Sorry. Whoa. Okay, lap time flagged. Ignoring laps, it's slowed me down anyway. Which means we've only really got one chance to do this. The final lap. And what I was saying about beating the Lotus earlier, really the only car that could do it was the 458 Speciale, because this is supposedly slower and the Pista is into S2 class, so that won't have a chance up against that Lotus Ghost. Let's lift slightly through the ribs. We went wide and hit the wall last time. We understeer, which this car really shouldn't have that much of. Yeah, the turn-in's definitely nowhere near as sharp as the Speciale. Which, I mean, it shouldn't be quite as fast around here as the Speciale, as I keep saying, so we're not going to worry too much about that. And we are going to set this lap is slightly cleaner. 54.8, so it's actually closer than it felt like it was. 54.8 is... It was a 54.2, the Speciale set, so 0.6 is not a huge amount of difference. Which brings us on to the final car, the only S2 class car, of course the 488 Pista, which I don't like as much as the 458, but in terms of technology and performance, it should be quicker around here. So let's see how our only S2 class car does. So finally we have the 488 Pista, which should be the fastest car around here, only S1 class car. We've got a 54.2 to beat. Obviously this will just be an outlap. Oh, and we've got a Vulcan Ghost car. Okay, we're going to be miles off that, because this is only just into S2 class. Obviously all the others being S1. Okay, this has turned in a bit like the Speciale did. But also feels like it has quite a lot more power. So I think that's the difference. The 488 probably had more power than... The standard 488 probably had more power than the 458 Speciale, but less of the stripped out lightness and less aero and stuff. And then this has more power and the aero. This is like a best of both. Except it sounds terrible because it's turbocharged. Which probably isn't coming across in Forza because all of these cars sound identical. .55.2 already, that's fast for an opening lap from a standstill. Okay, but this lap's not going to be fast because I've done that. Looks like it's going to be all down to the last lap again for this thing to actually go top of the board where it should be. I mean, wherever this finishes, if I ever had enough money to buy any of these, I would have the 4-face Scuderia probably. Even though it's the slowest. Or possibly the 458 Speciale, I do like that car as well. But not this. Which, interestingly, on the used market, these and Speciales are about the same price, even though this is that much newer and that much faster. Well, supposedly. Yeah, that wasn't an improvement on our outlap, it was bad. Which means it's all down to this, but I think I've done exactly the same thing I did last time. Okay, to give this thing a fair chance, Anderson, because I've messed up 2 laps, I think we might have to go around again. It's just that much faster that you have to react to everything. And that much earlier you have to brake, but I've not quite got it right. Alright, come on. I'll see what it does this lap. If it goes top this lap, we'll take this time, but I don't think it's going to. All you have to do is not bin it. So I'll brake a bit through that. Keep us on the track. I do like doing an extra lap kind of does give this an unfair advantage, but given 2 of the laps are kind of had to be scrapped because I put it in a wall, I think that's fair enough. Because Vulcan really should be much further ahead of me than it is. Okay, this is quite quick. .53.7. 53.7 done by the 488 Pista, beating the 54.2 of the 458 Speciale. So yeah, this goes top, which it really should. They all ended up where they should have been in terms of PI, which makes sense. Slightly odd that the 488 wasn't faster than the 458. I mean, it makes sense, it's lower on PI. 458 Speciale was the sort of special edition of that. They shouldn't necessarily beat it, but that's the only one where Ferrari didn't make progress. But then they made this version of it, and it beat it anyway, so yeah. That is how they did. So, let's head back to the garage and have a look at the overall standings. So there we go, that's all 5 cars' times. So starting at the bottom, we've got the Ferrari 430 Scuderia at a 57.858. Then we've got the 458 Italia at a 56.323. There's a lot of these numbers that are kind of symmetrical, like 858.323. Bit random, don't really know why that happened. But yeah, then in third we've got the 488 GTB at a 54.855. Then second, the 458 Speciale, doing well to beat the newer 488 GTB at a 54.254. And then at the top we have the 488 Pista at a 53.787, so another one of those funny symmetrical numbers. But anyway, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Their times reflect their PI here in Forza, so they kind of did what they should have done. But yeah, the biggest jump was from the 458 Italia, sorry, to the 488 and 458 Speciale. So that jumped from 56 suddenly to a 54. But yeah, the 488 Pista took it by several tenths, so took it quite convincingly, and was faster than the other cars, which makes sense, the only S2 class car, and like I say, they all finished in order of their PI. But yeah, just a fun little video, using these Ferrari 400s. I know 430, 458, 488, 458 and 488 aren't 400, but they're 400 and something. So yeah, just a fun little video with Ferrari 400s, to celebrate 400 subscribers here on YouTube, and thank all of you for subscribing. Yeah, I think we hit it last Tuesday. I believe it was on Tuesday that I first went over 400. I think I'm on about 410 or something by now. But yeah, I wanted to do another fun little video to celebrate that. And to thank all of you for subscribing. But there we go, that is going to do it for this Ferrari 400 battle around the Bambra Coast circuit. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next video very soon.